let's talk about defense. Niners are facing one hell of an offense, and it's a college offense. It's called the Air Raid offense. It's a spread attack with a lot of times 4 wide receivers on the field. It's unique. The Niners don't have 4 good corners. And you also have this quarterback who is really, really, really good. So what's the key to defending this Air Raid offense?
Yeah, it's a very, very balanced attack that they have to this point. And that's the key that I want to underscore. The 49ers struggle with those teams where you have the superstars. I think that the matchup against Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams highlights for you what the 49ers would go up against in that superstar matchup. It's very hard to stop, even when you know the ball is going to that individual, much like they did with 37 seconds left on the clock. It's hard to stop it. This is a different problem, but you have to recognize that even though this is a balanced attack, and I'll throw out these stats to be the starting point for our conversation here, but the Cardinals with their balanced attack, and I emphasize balance because there are 6 players on the offense with more than 15 catches. 6. Compare that to the 49ers balanced attack with Debo, right? 5 of those 6 are averaging 12 yards or better per catch. So these are not dink and dunk throws. These are legitimate statistics. 4 of those receivers are over 200 yards. So we're talking about a wildly balanced attack. Can the 49ers set themselves up defensively to prevent this balanced attack from having a field day? I would normally say that the 49ers defense is actually better set up to handle a balanced offensive attack. But then you look a step beneath that and you realize that while it's balanced statistically to this point, if the Cardinals so choose, they absolutely have 2 superstars that they could go to pitch and catch. They could do exactly what Davante and Aaron Rodgers did to the 49ers in just focusing on D-Hop and targeting the 49ers, DeAndre Hopkins, over and over and over again. And I just don't know that the 49ers have anyone on their roster that's built to stop that individual.
They don't. They don't. Emmanuel Mosley tried week 1 last year, failed. But here's the thing. I've been bullish on the Cardinals all year. I picked them to win the NFC, not just the NFC West, before the season started. The big issue that I felt with the Cardinals wasn't their defense. Everyone was like, oh, their corners aren't good enough. I like Byron Murphy. He's not going to play in this game.
Right.
But I thought it was their running game. Like Cliff Kingsbury is not a good coach. And this offense is all Kyler Murray. It's just all Kyler Murray. Kind of like how Steph Curry could be your offense in basketball, even if you have a terrible coach. It's all Kyler Murray creating things on his own. But including the running game. Like the last 2 years, the Cardinals running game was Kyler Murray scrambling.
Yes.
And you can't win like that. That's why he gets hurt. And you could say, I mean, one of the biggest things you can say about the Cardinals is they don't have a running game. He's going to get hurt. But through 4 games, they got this Chase Edmonds dude who's averaging 5.9 yards per carry. That's really helpful as opposed to their backup, James Conner, who's averaging 3.2. So if Edmonds didn't practice much this week, if he doesn't play, they are a one-dimensional team that's going to need Kyler Murray to do freaking everything. And now the Niners actually have a chance. Also, they faced Chase Edmonds before. They've done a good job against him. If you can look, the air raid offense is just a pass. It's a one-dimensional pass first scheme. That's why it doesn't work in the NFL or hasn't in the past. It's only working now because of Kyler. If you can take away that running game, it's like 2 plays. It's not very much going on. If you could take away Chase Edmonds or he takes away himself, and you make this team one-dimensional, you're already in a good spot.
Yeah, if you can make them one-dimensional and then attack the head of the beast, you can't cover those 6 individuals. Maybe if you had an all-star secondary, but the 49ers' decimated secondary is not going to be able to man up against those 6 pass catchers, including coming out of the backfield to Chase Edmonds. I agree
Also,
that
one more thing real quick. Both teams have the same mindset defending the quarterback. Make him be a quarterback. Make him play quarterback. Both of them, Kyler and Trey. Now they can, and if you just keep them in the pocket, they'll make plays there too. But much rather them stay in the pocket and not use their legs than run around.
And so far to this point, Kyler has turned back the running a bit, right? He's averaging, if it played out so far this season, he'd be under 500 yards for the year if he continues on the current pace.
Real quick, though, the way he uses his legs now is kind of the way Russell Wilson evolved to use them. Is you don't have to run past the line of scrimmage. In fact, it's probably better if you don't.
Right.
Just buy time and throw. because those were the big plays come from. That's how Russell Wilson's always done it. That's how Kyler Murray does it. And so it's really on the defensive ends to keep him in the freaking pocket, because the way this air raid offense works is most of those pocket throws are quick throws.
Right.
The big plays come when Kyler Murray is like, oh, that's not there. I'm going to, run around in circles. And I know I asked D'Amico yesterday, what's the key to keeping a quarterback in the pocket? He said, you can't. If a guy like Kyler Murray wants to get out of the pocket, he's going to get out. I hate that answer. Have a plan. Figure it out. And maybe I'll give him the benefit that he wasn't trying to give away his plan, but you got to have a plan, dude.
Yeah, that acknowledges the special nature of Kyler Murray. And I agree with him to some extent on that. And there are certain things you can do or eliminate in order to make it easy for him to escape the pocket, right? You have to have a front that is rushing as one solitary unit that is always cognizant of where they are on the field. There were a couple of plays that got thrown out on Twitter today of Kyler Murray escaping the pocket against the Rams. And you had one where it was 3 pass rushers coming in for the Rams, and the outside rushers each collapsed in. And you had one shot that I screenshotted where you could see each defender was blocking the next one. There were 3 guys within a 1 square yard field. And then Kyler Murray escapes out of that pocket because no one's got contained. So while I agree that, yes, if he wants to escape, he probably will, you can make it difficult on him. You can, as a defensive line, you can challenge him to not escape the pocket.
Yeah, and you can make it hard on him. Like, it's on the defensive ends. Don't rush past the quarterback. Once you rush past him, you create the escape lane, that B gap right there. But the thing that's so hard about Kyler is what he does is, let me stand up for this one. He's so short, okay, that he can't see over the line. So he sets up way further back than most quarterbacks so he can see. And so he sets up so far back that the defensive ends come up to get him and he can go straight through. Or he's so quick that he can back out and go around this way. He's really, really hard to keep in the pocket, but I don't care. I don't care. You have NFL players on your defense figured out, D'Amico.
Yeah, he is so squirrely. Like, I mean, I use that term not in any way to bring him down or to lessen his ability, but literally the quick twitch that he has is like an animal that, is just so light within their own body, and they're able to almost defy physics in how quickly.
You know what he reminds me of? When you go back and you watch like the Yankees from 1915, and they have those little highlights, but everyone's moving a little too fast. You got like Babe Ruth going around like really fast. Right. That's what he looks like with those quick little steps. He looks like 1915 Babe Ruth running really fast.
Yeah, and then you pair that against guys who are big, or in our case, someone like Armstead, who's got a lot of length, and every stride takes him several yards, versus the quick steps of Kyler Murray. The ability to change directions there puts us at a significant disadvantage.
Have you ever seen someone try to go in a chicken coop and try to catch a chicken?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's Rocky, like of course.
It's like that.
Yes.
It's like that.
Catching greased lightning is what you're attempting to do.
Eric Armstead never in a million years will catch greased lightning. It's not going to happen.